welcome to Crashing Game Night. My name is Matt Diorio. For those that are going to be watching the podcast, as you can see, it's only the two of us tonight. Lion's Mane is here. Good old Jason Belidio.
How's it going, guys? How's it going? Apparently in here, it's not going well. We're only too deep today.
Nah, man. Well, let's see here. Babyface is still slaving away for work. Can't make it tonight. And Jerry is off in Arizona helping his mom move into her new house like a good little son.
Nice.
Fortunately, he can't make it tonight. But hey, you know what, though? I'll be seeing him and Theo this weekend.
Dang.
Flying in on
That's
Saturday.
Soon already.
Yeah, it is that soon already. I mean, we've been talking about this for months, and now all of a sudden it's here, right? And
yeah.
You get a figure, and then end of September will be here right around the corner, and all of us will be out in LA.
Yep.
So,
Dang.
So how's the week been treating you?
You know, it's been going, man. It's a little stressful at work, but it's always, you know, with that new like California being somewhat locked down, somewhat not. It's so weird, man. There's just a lot of people that are coming out. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, Matt.
Uh-oh. Jason's leaving. Jason's running away. This is what happens when you forget your mask. This is COVID times. But so we'll kind of give everyone a fill in on kind of what's going on right now. So Theo will be coming out here and flying in on Saturday. He's got that archery tournament he's been talking about. So nationals will start for him next week. So we're hoping some good showings for Theo while he's out here in Virginia. Hopefully the rain lightens up for him, as we've been having thunderstorms just daily now. So apparently he wasn't leaving to go grab his mask. Shame on Jason.
I have a question. Now that it's only two of us, were you just talking to yourself right now?
No, I was kind of giving everybody an update. I was like, hey, Theo's coming out for his archery tournament, his nationals, like he's been talking about. So we're, hoping for a good showing. And I was like, hey, hopefully the rain and everything lightens up, because we've been getting really big storms every night now.
Yeah. Because you guys are on hurricane watch, right?
So we are far enough inland where we just had the huge rain bands.
Okay.
We weren't like Virginia Beach, where they kind of got a little bit more of the hurricane that came up the coast. But no, it's been a lot of rain. I mean, it was kind of doing a little bit of thunder and some sprinkling and stuff earlier, and I went to go grab us dinner. And Cody and I went, and by the time we got back, it was downpouring, and I had to get him out of the car, run in, then go out and get our food, come back, then go park the car. Definitely was one of those ones that was like, yeah, I'm glad I wore my sandals, because my shoes would have been soaked. So, but yeah, so I'm assuming Costco has been stressful just because everyone keeps coming in for sanitizers, toilet paper, towels, stocking up on the usuals. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's to be given, so I'm not super stressed out where it's like, oh my goodness, but we're still at that point where it's when is people gonna have enough supplies? That's always a question.
See, I'm still running on like the toilet paper I picked up back in like March or April.
That's
because
what
I picked up enough where I was like, okay, cool, these should last us for a while, and they just happen to last us a little bit longer than I thought. Yeah. So now that we're about halfway into the pack, now I'll start kind of looking for, just picking up a pack. But honestly, like out here, Target's been pretty stocked now with supplies. Cleaning supplies are still hit and miss, but like toilet paper, paper towels are always in stock now. So now you may not get the brand you want, but at least it's in stock for you to grab.
Yeah.
So
you can kind of get away with just like, you know what, dude, let's just pay that extra $2 for the different brand, but it's to each their own. So
yeah,
it's all good.
But I will say this, unlike California, here we've actually had restaurants opening up for dine-in
Oh
but
man.
they do have social distancing going on,
Yeah.
even outdoors. So, we've gone out to dinner a couple of times since we got back from the lake, and it's been pretty nice.
Trying to get back into the quote unquote normal life now.
Dude, are we ever gonna have a normal life? Really? I mean,
I mean, in due time, but
yeah, I mean, but
it's
they're talking about like Comic-Con being canceled now going forward permanently, or
permanently.
at least not necessarily permanently,
I
but
was
at
about
least
to
for the
say,
next couple
like,
of years. I mean, a lot of people are saying 2022 is when we're going to start seeing things come back, like Comic-Con, E3, if E3 even comes back,
yeah,
Gamescom, Tokyo Game Show, all of those. But the US has got to get its act together, guys. And then, like we've constantly said week after week after week, and because Jerry's not here to say it, it's like mask up. You
yeah,
know,
oh yeah,
it's
like
been proven by every country around the world that you wear masks, you can slow this thing down.
you stay
You know,
inside, you wear masks, you restrict as much like going outside as possible. Just what we've been told
Mhm.
and what we've seen in other countries, and it's
Mhm.
I don't want to be rude, but yeah, it's like come on guys, like
Mhm.
this is why we are like like a few of our states alone have more
Yep.
cases than
Than the world,
full
some of the world.
countries. Yeah.
And I want to shout out to one of our listeners, Frank's down in Australia. He lives in Melbourne, which is
Yeah.
getting locked down. And I was talking to him today, and he was saying it is a $5,000 or Australian dollar
Yeah.
fine if you go out during the lockdown. The only time you can go out is to seek, medical attention.
Wow. I wonder
They're
like
they're
with
that
that
serious.
it's I wonder how that's
Like,
with like groceries and stuff as well, like
so they have times during the day you can go out, but like at night and everything like that, it's locking everything straight down. It's like, he was saying like 5,000 a lot, but when you look at it, you look at Italy, right? Italy got hit super hard in the beginning.
yeah.
They straight locked the entire country down for 45 days and said, guess what? You guys are all stuck, which we all remember seeing the TikToks and the YouTube videos of everybody just singing,
Yeah.
from their balconies.
Playing
They
music,
locked,
etc.
yeah, they locked everything down for 45 days, and look at where they're at now.
Yeah.
They're approaching almost no COVID cases, and
That's insane though.
it's
Like if you think
it is
about
time.
that.
And since we do have some international users out there too, I want to give my thoughts and prayers out to the citizens of Beirut, who are
Yes.
going through a very horrific aftermath of that explosion out at the port there in Beirut. It's something that they should never have gone through, especially now it's come out that the government knew about it.
Yeah. It's just crazy because and it's to all those out there, please, yeah, stay safe. It's not just coronavirus. It's not just like the
Mhm.
protests. It's a lot of other things too. And as much as I'd like to not be able to say this in 2020, like just treat each other right, like treat each other kind. We've gotten past a lot of those racial things, a lot of those prejudice things. We can go even farther, and I believe it's possible to do that. We just have to keep treating each other nice, like man.
And that's the thing is in like the latest episode of the Rusty Rupees, good friends of ours.
Yep. Shout
You
outs to
know,
the Rusty Rupees, by the way.
they had Darren was on with us last week, and we still need to have like a Mario Kart night or something with those guys, where we all stream and play and hang out. But no, they were talking about it too. It's like, guys, come on, we just gotta just be nice to each other. There's enough going on with sexual harassment, which now it's come out. It
Yep.
did come out that one of the executives for Ubisoft, he didn't quit. He was fired
Ooh.
because of all of it. I do know that one of the big guys in the PR side for Ubisoft was let go over hostile work environment. For those that have created like a hostile work environment where it may be just their management style, like to those guys, mistakes happen, right? And if you aren't trained to be a manager and have those people skills, yeah, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to make it a hostile work environment where it's a my way or the highway type. And trust me, as when I was a manager, when I was much, much younger in my 20s, yeah, was I really OCD by the book and was like, yep, yes or no, okay, cool, you're gone type thing. But, you know, people can grow, and I hope those people get second chances. But if you're creating a work environment that's based on sexual harassment, you should never get a job in this industry ever again, period. Because I think once you have that sexual harassment, you know, it's going to be there. You've for all
It's
these
kind of hard
invested.
to say though, you know, like it depends on the situation, but at the
Mhm,
same time, it's just like, you know, the criminals and stuff like that going back
mhm,
into society. You know, it's
yeah.
really rough for them, and it's gonna
Mhm.
be, if you're doing it just like that, it's gonna be tough as well. You know, it
Well, the
might
thing is,
should be like, you know, like you can't get
mhm,
that high in ranking or that high in title
yeah.
anymore. You know,
Mhm.
you'll have to take a bump down, but I don't
Well,
know.
I think you look at like the head of Evo, right? That's been going on for a
Yeah.
long time.
Uh-huh.
You know, you look at these guys with Ubisoft, it's been going on a long time.
Yep.
So that's what I'm saying. These guys that are getting tagged for it, for it being this long of tenure before people have stood up and said something about it, I don't think they deserve to be in the gaming industry anymore. You know, I mean, because, and definitely not in a position of power.
Yeah.
That's for sure. So,
Yeah.
um, but definitely, guys, let's be nice to each other. It's like,
Yeah. Just
you know, for me, you know, I want to echo what kind of Darren said on their podcast. You know, their latest episode is that, you know, I'm starting to more focus on smaller content creators too, that are, you know, they're the ones that are championing these causes, you know, and being really
mhm.
vocal about it, and still constantly, like the end of every podcast, you know, Jerry still reminds everybody Black Lives Matter. And, you know, and that's the thing, is it still matters because you don't hear about these protests as much anymore. You know,
Yeah, it was a
it's
big
all kind of
whirlwind.
started dying off, but it still matters, and we
Yeah, it's
still
still
have to
present.
support people. And, you know, and, you know, like the rest of your piece, and even like Soldier First Class, you like Mo Chocolate, right? Some of these guys that we know that are these small content creators, they are championing some of these causes still. Where you look at some of the bigger ones, yes, I'm a big fan of Kind of Funny, but they don't talk about these things as much anymore, if at all. And there's even been some, you know, some negative people within their community, right, of fans and everything, that have still been, you know, harassment and stuff like that. You look at
Mhm.
this whole, you know, so-called console war, right? Okay, we are okay. Hold on, we're pro PlayStation, right? Okay, let's
We
just,
are pro PlayStation,
everybody
and
knows
it's
we're
not. It,
you know,
don't
pro
get me wrong.
PlayStation.
It's not because
Um,
I am like addicted. It's just because, like, as I've stated many times, I'm not a first-person shooter gamer,
right?
so I don't have as much. Xbox doesn't offer as much to me as
Mhm.
PlayStation would. Nintendo is kind of like that, like the all around.
Yeah.
It's literally the Mario, because
Mhm.
it is like it has a little bit of everything, but it's not the greatest at anything.
Well, and here's the thing is though, what I mean by the so-called console wars, right? Yes, we are pro PlayStation. Yes, we knock Xbox a lot, but Xbox, the reason we knock them is not the games, because
Mm,
Halo
mm-hmm.
is great, Forza is great.
Yep.
To some people, Gears is great. Now, granted,
Yep.
it doesn't resonate with me, but it's still a great series, has a great following for everybody. Killer Instinct, you know,
Okay.
Iron
Oh.
Galaxy did a great you know, a new modernization of KI, right? They have these games.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, to us, it's the business decisions they make. Um, you know, and but I won't knock anybody who has an Xbox, right? If,
Yeah.
you
Oh
know, and I've
God, yeah.
said through their latest presentation they had that, you know, some of those games make me want to consider getting an Xbox Series X down the line, right?
Yeah.
I'm not getting one at launch because, like we've
You can
talked about,
you can wait 2 years.
it's 2 years, right?
Yeah.
2-3 years, and then you're gonna start getting some of the exclusives like Forza, and whatnot. But, you know, right now Microsoft is focused on services. Okay, that's the future they're going. PlayStation is going consoles,
Yep.
and you know what? I will still go console. You know what? I won't go mobile. with gaming like that. I mean, I have a Switch. My Switch barely gets used anytime. I mean, I was talking to some guys on Twitter, and I can count on my hand and only need 4 fingers how many times I've used my Switch in the last month and a half.
Wow.
And
From never putting it down
to
never
from
picking it
400
up.
hours of Animal Crossing.
Yeah, from never putting it down to never picking it up now, man.
Last weekend I played a little bit of Tetris 99 to get the new game theme that they released
for game theme. I gotta get that.
It was Paper Mario. It was over the weekend. Now they are getting ready. It is not going for that one. However, they are doing a event coming up that you're going to be able to go back and get some of the older skins.
Okay, nice.
Might have missed. So that's going to be coming up here pretty quickly. Let me go check our mail. Yeah. And I can tell you because, we still are on Nintendo's press release.
Oh, nice.
We are. I have not let that
and by the way, for all you out there, this Saturday, August 8th, is going to be the Magikarp Pokemon Go Community Day. So get your shiny Magikarps. Just reminding you out there.
Are there any stores even open to go get your stuff?
I mean, it's just, you can play from your home. They've extended a lot of stuff. Community Day is a lot longer now. So I know it's not gonna. I'm pretty sure this podcast will be up after the fact, but hopefully you guys got your shiny Magikarps at that point.
All right, so I don't remember. It's either I think it's next weekend that they're doing the next event, so you can get a couple of the older skins. So
nice.
But honestly, there's nothing really. I need to go back and play Ori. Cuphead is now on PS4, so I dropped the $20. Picked up PS4, so I'll play it there. But it's just one of those things, right? We don't knock somebody for loving Xbox, right?
No, not at all.
We just knock their business decisions.
Anything you want. We will not knock it. We will just we'll say, okay, cool. That's your jam. That's your yum.
Exactly. And it is a great time to be in gaming, right? Because you do have PlayStation coming out with the 5, which, the series I love, Uncharted, Horizon, God of War, those are the games that they're on PlayStation.
Big names, the big hitters.
And that's where I'll be playing them. I love PlayStation. There's nothing really coming out from Nintendo, really. But Xbox has got, you're not going to get a release date on that anytime soon. But then you've got Project XCloud, which is going to be launching in September on Android devices. And it's going to be also coming to Samsung TVs.
That's interesting.
Every Samsung smart TV is going to have XCloud on it.
From that point on in September?
From that point on, yep. Oh. That's part of the deal. Now, that being said, those with an iPhone and an iOS device like an iPad will not be getting Project XCloud because Microsoft has stopped doing even the beta testing on Test Flight. And it has to do with Apple's iOS store policy, which is basically they get a 30% cut of all sales and everything. Through the store.
I didn't know it was that large.
I didn't know it was really that large either until everything going on with the antitrust stuff going on up in Washington last week with Apple, Google, Facebook, and Amazon. But here's the thing, though, is Tim Cook said it right, though. Apple considers the iOS store to be like the camera to the phone. It's an accessory on the phone. It's not something that you need to have. And they like to protect and keep their ecosystem
technically
locked down.
Yes. Technically, that is true.
It is true. I mean, it really is. I mean, but
it's like the Google Play Store,
Exactly. Google's the same way, though. Yeah. I mean, when it comes down to it, I mean, you can't knock Apple for their business policies because it's what keeps their store safe, and you don't have a lot of this malware-related games getting onto your phone and stuff like that. So a lot of people, though, are saying that because XCloud is going to be on all the Xboxes, it's going to be on Android, and it's going to be on all these Samsung TVs, is that they're thinking that, Sony's going to sell off the PlayStation division in the next 10 years. I'm like, are you kidding me?
No.
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 So apparently you guys don't understand deals, because Sony is working with Microsoft, and it's not even just PlayStation division. It's Sony is working with Microsoft on cloud gaming. So I think Sony's prepping something that could probably be a successor to PlayStation Now. But Sony's going to be working with Xbox on a couple of things for computers and cameras and stuff like that. So it's like it's a beneficial deal that the heads of each company, Microsoft and Sony, came together and worked out the deal. So it didn't even involve PlayStation and Xbox.
Yeah.
It was the heads. So and you know what? If it comes down to it and Sony decides, you know what, we're not going to make consoles anymore, and they're going to go the route of like Sega and just put the game out everywhere, okay, cool, fine. That's just what's going to happen. And they go to a game studio. But honestly, to say that putting xCloud on Samsung TVs and Android devices and having the Xboxes is going to all of a sudden basically make everybody just play Xbox games, I'm sorry, guys. You have to have the content. And right now, for me personally, Halo and Forza is not enough for me to get xCloud. It's not enough for me to get a Series X.
Yeah.
But that's me.
No.
Personally.
That's it. Definitely. And like, it's not that I'm not looking into what Xbox is coming out with. It's just, yeah, like if you're going with things that are exclusive a few years down the line, and that's where I am saying, you know what? Okay, that's why even try getting it for 2 years, like
Yeah.
we already saw from the 360 to PS3 that, yes, there is a huge gap in what each can do and what each have the ability to do, and once we found that out, we're like, oh, okay, like this is far superior, or this can actually do this a lot better. But once after that, the next generations from that point, the Xbox One S, the Xbox 5, or Xbox 4 and PS4, those were like, okay, they're kind of like eye to eye, and it just became like, what content do the games present? Like
Exactly.
where are you going to put your chips more into? Is it FPS?
And
Is it RPG? Is it like strategy? Is it
I
role playing?
get
Whatever it wants to be. Fighting games. Fighting games, I know for sure a lot of people go more the Xbox side because the online play is far superior. But
it
it doesn't.
depends. It really depends. I mean, it is superior in some senses, but see, here's the thing though, is like we've been playing Modern Warfare, right? And you can do cross-platform. So you can play with PC and Xbox players if you want to. But the lagging was so bad. The second I switched mine to be PlayStation only, there is virtually no lag now.
I
And
don't know, because it's supposed to be like, obviously based on the servers, and I wish I knew more about this stuff, but I don't. But
but for me though, like when it comes to project like not xCloud but Game Pass, right, which is what they're really driving people to get.
Yep.
Here's the thing. I get it. It's a great value. $15, $10-15 a month. You can pretty much play whatever you want to, right? Whatever's on there. It's kind of like Netflix.
$15 a month is not that bad.
Here's the thing. I want to own my games. I want to know that if I buy a game, say Arkham Asylum, right? I start playing it. All of a sudden, something new comes out and I need some space. I can go ahead and remove it. My save file is still going to be there. And I can play the new game and then go back and re-download Arkham Asylum whenever I want to. Whereas Game Pass, that stuff rotates.
So you have 1 month to beat the game?
Not necessarily 1 month, but you could have a couple of months, like say 2 months to beat whatever you're playing. And then all of a sudden, guess what? Those games are no longer on Game Pass.
That is where it's like,
it's Netflix of gaming.
Not even, because I mean, like 2 months to beat a game is enough, but at the same time, you're like limiting yourself to playing only that game. It's
Yeah.
like when you get PlayStation Plus games, you own them as long as you have
Mhm.
a Plus membership.
Yep.
You know, so there's games that I've played like 2 years ago that I had, and I was like, oh, you know what? Let me finish that off. Finish it. Cool. And then I stopped having Plus Pass, so obviously I lost a lot of the games. But if I were to re-sub to it, I would get those games back.
Hmm. And for
And
me, we do
that's
it.
where it's
Mhm.
more key that
Yeah.
like if you have to wait for a rotation.
I think for me is I'm always gonna have a PlayStation Plus subscription, because we do gaming
Online.
online. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do get enough of those free games that it makes it worth it. So you know what? I I think we just need to, as a whole, just say, hey, you love Xbox. Okay, cool. You're going to be playing
Yeah.
Xbox.
Yeah.
We love PlayStation. Switches are secondary consoles. Hey, that's what we have. That's what we enjoy. And there's enjoyment for everybody. There's something to play on every console that people can enjoy. For me,
Exactly.
Halo and Forza on Xbox, Mario Kart on the Switch, and ton on PlayStation.
Yeah. And like throughout gaming, it seriously has been like, let's just not
Mm-hmm.
put Sony and PlayStation. Like throughout gaming, we had like Nintendo, Sega, the Nintendo Sega rivalry.
Sonic,
Yeah. And then
for me.
after that, we had the the Game Gear, the Virtual
Mhm.
Boy, the things that just
Yeah.
did not
Then the
work.
Dreamcast. I mean, God, that console was ahead of its time. So,
Oh, dude,
now
if the
speaking,
Dreamcast comes out nowadays, oh, I would still pick it up, dude. The
if it,
Dreamcast,
yeah, hmm
Sega, if you're out there listening, man, just do it. Just do it for the
do
classic
a
gamers,
Dreamcast too,
the old gamers. Just
dude. I used to
Dreamcast too.
play Star Lancer all the time
Ah,
on my
dude.
Dreamcast. I love that game.
I mean, when you had
But
Marvel vs. Capcom 2
yeah,
on Dreamcast,
dude, Soul Edge.
so good. Soul Edge 2 before it was Soul Calibur, Soul Edge. Oh,
Yep.
beautiful.
But let's talk about Nintendo. So we've kind of joked around about not being able to find a Switch because of COVID, but Nintendo's profits soared 160% for Q2.
160.
And a lot
Yo,
of it
like
is,
how many copies of Animal Crossing, how many Switches got
I
sold to
don't
go
know,
160%
but
increase?
let's look at their current attachments, right?
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
so here is the
Oh,
current. This is as of June 30th, right? Lifetime
as of
sales.
June
This is
30th.
from Statista. There's a lot
Okay.
of those companies out there that do those stat YouTube videos, so you can see like the growth and
Yeah.
everything.
Through the those
Um,
things are cool, by the way. I love
so
watching
they are.
those.
We used to put them up on the wall at work when we were bored and there was nothing going on. We'd start just doing like movies and musicians, and it was just like random stuff.
Which one day I'm waiting for that stat release thing of like coronavirus.
They're
It's
working on it.
yeah, oh yeah, but
So
in due time, I
so
want to
let's look
see
at
that
the
one go off.
sales, right? So obviously we know the Wii U failed
Yes,
miserably.
it
We're
was.
seeing
It had
seeing
potential, but it just did
13.56.
not. It was the Wii. It was pretty
I
much the
was
Wii in handheld form.
I was one of these 13.56 million people.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay, buddy.
Um, hey, mistakes were made. Actually, but the thing is though, like Mass Effect 3 played really, really well, and I loved what you could do with it.
Like
And
it
Arkham,
wasn't that Wii U failed so hard. It was just that it was literally
marketing,
yeah.
marketing.
Well, it was the
That's what
marketing,
it
but
was.
two, it literally was the Wii system on a handheld. That's it. There was no bumps. There was no like,
Well, there was a
oh, you check
hardware. I
this
mean, there
out.
was there was a chipset bump on it, but
Not
um,
significant enough
not
for it to,
not huge. But
yeah. Like you literally got the same Wii.
mhm.
You could just play on a screen that was your own. It's pretty much like
But
the PlayStation
uh,
monitor. You know, you remember that thing?
oh yeah.
Oh,
So, but let's look at it. So you had GameCube, Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo. Um, so as of the end of June, 61.44 million Switches have been sold.
and the console's been out for like 3 years.
3 years now. That doesn't include the July and August numbers, and I'm gonna go out on a limb right now and say they've probably already become the number 2 console.
Oh, definitely,
Nintendo
definitely,
lifetime. You
definitely.
know, I don't think the Switch is going to hit Wii numbers. I
I
think
mean, through the course of the lifetime, maybe.
I think they're prepping Switch 2. I think they are prepping it.
It's way too soon. Way too soon if they
Um,
were to do Switch 2, man.
I think 2021. I think we get a Switch 2.
No way.
Because here's the
Like,
thing is you're gonna get, because you got PS5 launching, right? And we already know there's a ton of games coming: Horizon, Ratchet and Clank, Spider-Man, Godfall, whatever, right? You have all these games coming. You know, Xbox is 2 years down the road. You're gonna have Forza. You're gonna have probably another Gears. You're gonna have so many different things hitting that if Nintendo doesn't keep the momentum up, they're going to fall behind. They're not going to be able to keep up with the porting of the games, because they're porting all these games. Which Pikmin 3, a Wii U title, is going to be coming out in October. That's going to be a definitive edition, so to speak. It's going to get its DLC and everything like that. But again, they're porting games from a prior generation onto the Switch. So if you're going to look at trying to really port some of the games that came out for the latter part of PS4 and Xbox One, you're going to need better tech
see,
than the Switch has.
this is where I'm thinking that
And
they might rival with the Xbox at this point. Because I mean, even if you look at
okay,
the,
that's not hard. That's
but
not hard.
even if you do look at the numbers just here, like
Mm-hmm.
from 1985, the original NES, you know, every system, and even with like Sony and Xbox, it's roughly that 5 6 year gap that you're like looking for that sweet spot when the console finally starts tapering off, and
I
you start needing that new console. You know,
I think the
85,
problem is
90,
that
96.
Nintendo, they rely too much on their in-house stuff, which their in-house stuff is not keeping up with launches.
Well, I
There's
mean,
not been enough.
you can only put Mario in so many situations. You know.
I mean, even then, you know, Metroid, they had to scrap that because somebody made a bad business move and said, "Hey, let's go with what was it, Bandai? Yeah, it was Bandai to make Metroid Prime 4. They had to scrap all of that and go to retro. The company that built Metroid Prime, they should have just done it in the first place, gone with who they knew.
Yeah,
I mean,
they know what they're doing.
honestly,
You know.
that would be like Microsoft wanting to redo Banjo Kazooie and not using Rare.
Rare, yeah.
You know,
It's like
let's
you
go get
have the
Ubi. It'd be like,
background.
let's go get Ubisoft to make Banjo Kazooie. That's what it would pretty much be like. Um, so you know what though, the Switch I think is going to end up probably in its lifespan probably going to hit about 80 million. I would give or take that. Maybe 90. I don't see it eclipsing the Wii because I think you're going to have a Switch 2 by
The
before
Wii
then.
was revolutionary, man. The
It
Wii
was.
just brought Nintendo
I
back.
mean,
Like, what's up?
when you have families getting Wii's, have bowling nights. You've got
Yeah.
Wii's going in classrooms. Wii's going into retirement communities and
Yep.
retirement homes.
Yep.
Those people weren't really active until hey, we're going to let you guys go bowling.
Yeah.
So I think
Indoors.
indoors, you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to worry about picking up a 12-pound,
Uh,
15-pound ball, right?
yeah.
So I mean,
No, you just got
Nintendo's
this
making the moves
controller.
for them, right? I just think that the Wii, or not the Wii, but the Switch right now just doesn't have the game base
I
that
think
I
that's
want
the
to play.
problem, though. Like, before they bring out the Switch 2, I feel that they just need to bowl out some games. Like, yes, there's a lot of games out there, but how many are like, how many stand up against
Mhm.
large titles. You know, like you have
I'm
Dragon Quest, you have Mario, you have
well.
Mario Party, Mario Kart.
Here's the thing, though, is if you look at the dates and stuff like that, you're going about every 5 to 6 years. They've got a new
Yeah,
console. Okay,
yeah, that's what I
so
was saying earlier.
2017, right? You want it. 2022 is going to be kind of like that benchmark, right?
That
If you
that
want to go
rough
that
rough
5 years,
event.
2022 is going to be rough then you're going to be because Xbox is going to start firing off those exclusives for their hardware. You're going to start having off. PlayStation is going to be firing on all cylinders by that point. And I think Nintendo's going to have their niche market, which people are always going to buy Nintendo stuff. That's
Yes,
what it is. But
yes,
here's the thing: is though Nintendo's in that spot now where they don't have the DS market to keep them afloat when their home console starts to decline. Right? This everything's now on the Switch. Right? There is really nothing for DS. There's nothing for home console. It's all in the
no,
Switch. They put all their eggs in one basket, and you have to stay relevant. I
yeah,
mean, at some point, it's going to end up being where I think Nintendo might end up becoming like a Sega, where they just do software, and they don't do hardware anymore.
I
As much as it pains me to have to say that, but I think if you don't stay relevant, then you're going to fall in obscurity because Nintendo has such a amazing backlog of games that they could bring to the console, right?
yeah.
I mean, Ocarina of Time, which is rumored to be maybe coming to the Switch because they renewed the trademark in Australia and Europe.
Do you
I mean,
think it's
you've
gonna
got.
be remastered or is it gonna
I
be
honestly, I think some
OG?
people that I follow on Twitter are right that you're going to probably see 40 minutes, $40 game rather of Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, Ocarina of Time, all remasters. Um,
Remaster?
but start bringing this stuff out. You should, with the way the Switch is built right now, you should have already had Metroid Prime already out on it.
Yeah,
You should have had
there's
Prime
this.
2 and 3. I mean, there's so many games that if you're going to worry about porting some games, no offense to the Pikmin fans out there, but if you're going to worry about porting Pikmin versus bringing Metroid Prime to the Switch, your priorities are out of whack.
There's one thing if it's continuation, but at the same
Mhm.
time, why not both? You know,
Right?
why not both?
Mhm.
I don't. Nintendo has such great like fan bases that
Mhm.
if you brought both of them out, people are gonna buy both, and you can
Yeah.
sit on that for a little bit. Just like I was saying before, like you have your big names, you can like sit on that for a little bit, till the
Mhm.
rent's due, and then you're like, okay, you know what? We got to upkeep a little bit,
Mhm.
and
Yep.
I don't like me personally. I don't think like the Nintendo Switch is gonna like stay on maybe longer than that 6 year gap, just because
Well,
they're
I think you're
found
going to
their
probably
they
do a
found their niche
hardware.
though.
Yeah, I think you're probably going to see a hardware update, where you're
Yeah,
going to have something like how there was the new 3DS. You're
yeah,
probably going to have a
that's
new
true. You'll
Nintendo Switch,
Nintendo
which
Switch
if they do the
Switch
same
Pro
junk,
or whatever
yeah, I mean, I think the Switch Pro is it's probably coming.
with
But
fixed
I mean,
Joy-Con drift.
they had the opportunity, dude. They could have fixed that with the lights and the Switch 2.0s, but no, let's keep the
Yeah.
same crap. You know, so anyway, so let's look at PlayStation. So today we had State of Play. Um, we've got they showed off a total of what was it, 14? You had 16 different games that were shown off during the roughly about hour presentation. You had an extended look at Crash Bandicoot 4, which those people know. Those people out there know that Naughty Dog is the one who started that franchise. Activision took it back over, and then it's being done by a new studio now, Toys for Bob. But you're going to get new skins. The skins are earned, and they will have no microtransactions for it.
For Crash Bandicoot?
For Crash Bandicoot. So you're going to be wearing, like there was in, what was it, Crash 3, where you could change jackets and stuff like that. You're going to be able to get new skins like that to play throughout the game. It's all earned. You're gonna have new masks to use. You're gonna be able to wall run, rail grind, rope swing.
Oof.
You can play as Coco in any level that you can play as Crash Bandicoot.
Huh.
And then you're also gonna be able to play as Dr. Cortex and Dingo Dial.
Interesting.
Yep.
Uh,
So
that's
it's
something new.
ambitious. It is very
Yeah.
ambitious. It's new. Then you're going to have, they also showed off then Hitman 3.
Yep.
You actually got to see a little bit more playable on that. However, it was more for the VR mode. And you're going to be able to play the entire World of Assassination trilogy in VR when the game launches.
It's kind
Um,
that's I don't know about that one. Not like the game, but just having it in VR. Like, really, you're gonna have like people are gonna feel that need for assassinating
yep.
people, like,
And they showed
two in the head, one
like
in the chest.
the piano wire type, around the, that
Ah,
was
see,
and it's like,
that's a little much, man. Like,
it is, but
it's getting that
mhm.
borderline, man. The little borderline.
Exactly. Then they announced Braid Anniversary Edition is coming in 2021.
Cool.
It's gonna have a full graphical update on it. It looks really pretty. I never played the first Braid, so I may jump in on this one.
Yeah, I don't like having a graphical update. It's
Oh, it's huge.
I like, but it like I feel that's what some of that indie feel too. Like, just leave it alone a
Yeah.
little. It's
Then
okay.
they also showed off more of the Pathless, which is coming for PS5 from Giant Squid. It's the one where you're playing as a huntress. It's your using bows as your weapon. You have a little eagle you can fly around. So they showed you more of the game mechanics, and how it's more about just timing and not, aiming down sights, holding down the bow long enough. Um, they showed off Spelunking 2. There's more gameplay of that one for that sequel,
Cool.
which comes out in September. Genshin Impact, which has been kind of heavily compared to Breath of the Wild in terms of its look and feel, but you have a roster of multiple different characters you can use. That's
Okay.
coming out in quote autumn of 2020, so who knows what autumn is. You had Aeon Must Die, which is a side scroller. Kind of looks like you're kind of in hell, kind of beat 'em up.
Okay.
That's coming out in 2021. Now there's some stuff coming out today around that game that I'm taking with a huge grain of salt until someone like a Kotaku or something can confirm it. But it looks like the guys that were building that game, the devs, quit the studio and are no longer with the
What?
studio
For Aeon Must Die?
for Aeon Must Die because they weren't getting paid and
Ooh.
crunch and everything. So if that's the case, then
Yeah.
they shouldn't have probably brought this to market.
Yeah.
So then you got another side scroller and Mutation coming out in December. They actually showed gameplay of Bug Snacks.
Yes. Yes. I am all
And
for this one. I am all for
dude,
this one, by the way.
it looks,
It looks
when
like
I
Slime
first,
Rancher. Like, yo, if
it
you
does. And
like, and I love that. I love that where it's just
mhm,
it's not quite Animal Crossing. It's not quite Slime Rancher. It's just that like little goodness in between.
mhm,
It's not like Spore at
yep,
all. That too, but it has potential,
yep.
and
And then,
it's just a funny game. Come on,
mhm,
get at me.
yep. And then, yeah, right. And then you have Vader Immortal VR. And basically, they say learn Lightsaber Dojo. So you are just basically wielding lightsaber force powers just in VR.
Hmm.
Um, the Awe DLC for Control was announced. That comes out on the 27th of this month, and it's going to have more tie-in to Alan Wake, which again, Alan Wake, I really hope Remedy brings to the PS4 or 5 because I would love to play that game again. But that is another example of a great Xbox exclusive, from Remedy, which is Alan Wake, which was, man, that game was messed up, but it was great. It was a great game. Then they had this game called Auto Chess, which from the video, it kind of looks like a chess match, but not really. It's kind of like a tac RPG meets a chess game. It looked like that's coming out on Halloween. Um, They showed off the pedestrian, which looks really cool.
Yeah,
It's an
it looks
indie
interesting.
game. I like the fact is you take the little figure that's on like the bathroom sign or
Yeah,
the walk sign, and you're guiding them through from sign to sign to sign and keep on going. Um,
which is a good like platform
mhm.
puzzler, but at the same time,
it
what is like not I'm dissing it, but it's just like
mhm.
what's the end game? You know,
It had a
what's the
very
story?
it had a very Hue feel to me
Yes,
watching
yes,
the video, and I love Hue, so
true,
I will
true.
pick up the pedestrian.
Once we get some like story on it, or
Yeah.
it could be that dark horse kind of
hmm
platformer. You know.
And then they had Hood, Outlaws, and Legends coming for PS5 in 2021, which is 4v4 Robin Hood.
Like a
You
kind of like a
basically
MOBA.
no, it's more like you're trying to loot stuff and be the first team to actually loot everything and not die. Um, it looked okay until it basically was like, nope, it's 4v4. You know, there's gonna be a niche for it, but I don't think it's gonna be that big of a niche because there's so many different like MOBAs out there. You're gonna have so many
Yeah.
different online multiplayers out there that
You think it's gonna go that For Honor route, where it's just like it has a lot of promise and just fall
yeah.
short?
Now for Honor though, yes, it's not for me, but that has built up a following.
Now it has.
Now it has, but in the beginning
Now it has. In
it
the
was
beginning,
not great.
it was just
Um, then they showed off Temtem for PS5 coming in 2021, and sorry, this is a Pokemon knockoff, straight up. When you watch the video for it, it has
oh my god,
similar creatures.
oh my god.
Yeah,
Not similar creatures, but I mean the same
it's almost
style.
like yeah,
Like
same style and everything. It is a straight Pokemon knockoff.
yeah,
So, and then
this game I do
yep,
not know how it got its it's going through without getting
I bet you it
a
releases.
cease and desist.
I bet you they release it against cease and desist.
Oh
It's close
man.
enough to Pokemon, but and then finally we got extended gameplay of Godfall, PS5 exclusive. That'll be coming at launch for the 5. It looks fun. Um, I don't know if it's just going to be my cup of tea to get, but it is going to be a nice launch title though to fit
Oh,
with Astro's Playroom and Miles Morales. Now, speaking of launch for the PS5, they did come out over the last week with and what peripherals from the PS4 are going to be able to move forward to the PS5. This is something that has been on the question, the minds of everybody that owns PS4 accessories, myself included. Jerry, Theo, you know, as we saw some of these accessories, you know, that they were launching with, we were like, well, here's my money, here's my
yeah.
money, here's my money, you
Yeah,
know, and it was
time to
becoming
recycle
expensive.
all the old stuff.
Now, that being said, though, they have said that specialty peripherals such as officially licensed racing wheels, arcade sticks, and flight sticks will work with PS5 games and supported PS4 games.
Officially licensed.
The officially licensed racing wheel that they came out with for like GT and all that.
Yeah.
The platinum and the gold wireless headsets, as well as third-party headsets that connect via USB port or audio jack, will work on PS5. The headset companion app is not compatible with PS5. That's fine, but the
Headset
fact
companion
is,
app.
so the headset
I don't
companion
know
app
what
on the
that one is.
PS4. So on the golds, you can program 2 different sound sets into these for games. So one of those sound sets is Horizon. So I have that saved to one of my audio channels. So what it's saying is that you're not going to be able to use the companion app on the PS5,
So
which is
you have to
okay.
like do it manually or
I don't think you're going to be able to even do it manually. I think it's just going to be that feature is just not going to be available, which is fine by me. I
yeah.
think my concern is that the PlayStation Platinums have 3D audio already on them. So I love the fact is I'm not going to have to go out and buy a new 3D audio headset
Yeah.
for that. I'm already running 7.1 3D audio virtual surround on my headset. So, you know, that was like $200, $150, $200 for those. So I'm glad that I don't have to. That money's not going on the wayside. Now the DualShock 4 wireless controller and PlayStation officially licensed third-party gamepad controllers will work with supported PS4 games. However, they will not work with PS5.
Understandable.
I'm sorry, everybody out there that's complaining that's saying Sony's not is anti-consumer because you can't use a PS4 controller on a PS5 game. Guys, look at the tech that's going into the PS5 DualSense.
I mean, that's been every PlayStation. We have not been able to use the previous controllers. Like, what? I don't understand. Every console in existence has never used the previous ones.
Other than Xbox 360, you could use, or Xbox One, you could use 360 controllers for some of their games a little bit. But here's my thing, though. But that would be like trying to play a Wii with an N64 controller. I mean, you just can't do it.
You can't. I mean, like, yes, they will make those adapters.
I mean, you can't. They make the adapters.
You'll get an adapter. That's cool if you want. If you want to save it that way.
I mean, the Wii could use GameCube controllers, but that was for GameCube specific games.
Yeah, literally just GameCube games. Well, I'm sorry, Smash. It was ready for Smash, but yeah, like you evolve the tech. The tech. You know, you don't.
I want my experience.
Tech.
I want to experience PS5 games with a PS5 controller. Plain and simple. You're getting one boxed in anyway, so who cares?
Yeah.
Right. But at least you can keep
we're in COVID life still, guys. So you know you only need one controller right now.
Right.
Unless you're gonna play the 2-player game with somebody else in your current living situation.
And then, lastly, the PS Move motion controllers and the PlayStation VR aim controller will work with supported PS VR games on the PS5. So some of that tech is still going to work. The camera will work for PS4 stuff as well.
If you have it.
If you have it. Ultimately, so when it comes down to it, you know, PlayStation had an all right day today talking about all the new stuff. It's nice to see that they're not abandoning PS4 and that when they said they still had a lot of plans for the PS4, we're still seeing some of that. You know, all the way up into 2021, which the PS5 is already going to be launched by that point.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like it's not the technology gap is not leaps and bounds from like PlayStation 2, PlayStation.
Well, we'll find out. We'll find out how that truly applies to the DualSense though, because apparently it is a lot of advanced tech that's going into the DualSense versus the PS4 DualShock.
Oh no, but I mean like system wise and what it can take from the previous.
Yep.
You know, every iteration of, let's say, PlayStation before has not taken anything because it's a leap and bound.
Yep.
Here, 4 to 5 is just like, okay, you know what? It's a better this, it's a better that, it's a better this. But all the other stuff you can still use. You know, we're not having you fend for the wolves and go straight cold turkey. No, you can use all your old stuff.
So let's finish out some movie news before we move into the Newman Minute and listen to Newman's voice.
Xbox news.
That was XCloud not coming to iOS.
I mean, just like no exclusives being projected 5 years from now. No. Okay.
Yeah, we kind of talked about those already.
Okay.
Like a week or two ago. So, anyway, so Bill and Ted 3, which I am super excited for, is getting bumped up a week to the end of August now instead of being the first week of September.
I wonder why bump up.
I don't know, but it's going to be in limited release in theaters and it's going to come to streaming devices. John Wick 4 and 5. Speaking of Keanu Reeves, he's breathtaking.
You're breathtaking.
You're breathtaking. And Anyways, so the breathtaking one, it's been confirmed that John Wick 4 and 5 are confirmed by Lionsgate. They will shoot back to back, and they're trying to get John Wick 4 done into theaters by Memorial Day. That's pretty ambitious. Keanu's got a really busy shooting schedule, so they're hoping to be able to fit it in. If not, it's going to get bumped back. And lastly, Mulan will not be going to theaters now. It is going to be launching directly onto Disney Plus. They're going to charge $30 for it, which is not bad, being the price of a movie ticket for two people is 15 times 2 tickets. So it's about that same price. Now the caveat with this, so it's not going to be a one-shot watch deal though. You are going to be able to watch it over and over again as long as you have a Disney Plus subscription. The second you stop the subscription, you can no longer watch Mulan.
So it's like a PlayStation Plus.
It's like actually kind of like PlayStation Plus or PlayStation Now or
you
whatever.
buy it and you have it until you have the subscription. As long as you have the subscription. Interesting. Correct. Or until they decide, you know what, we'll just finally put it out for the Disney Plus people regular when they stop making money on it.
Yeah. So we'll see. So let's look at that Newman.
Oh.
All right, here's the first of the Newman minutes because I couldn't wait till the end of the podcast. I think DC, you're right. DC can't catch Marvel in movies. DC does animated well, and DC actually did TV shows well until they went too many seasons with Green Arrow and Flash and everything like that. I think doing a reset would be a good thing. Mm-hmm. Wonder Woman and Aquaman, if they would have come out first, might have set the tone, and that should have been the goal they strive to, instead of trying to keep doing what JLA was and doing a Flashpoint and having bad movies. So you guys are right on track, but I think DC does TV well and they do animated well, but they're not going to catch Marvel on the movies because of the reasons you stated. Yeah. I'll keep listening. If there's more, I'll give you another Newman minute. Thanks, man. Bye.
Oh. But I putting that out there now with Newman, DC does do some really good one-off movies,
Aquaman.
I mean, we have Wonder Woman's coming right around the corner, right?
That got moved back.
Oh, got moved back. I know it's right. It's right in the pipeline though. It's coming. It's right and everyone's anticipating that no
if
tomorrow.
COVID would just knock it off. Yeah. And a lot of the people keep moving dates for their movies is because Tenet. They don't want to go up against Christopher Nolan right now. Every Christopher Nolan movie gets all the attention. So.
But yeah, so they do animated super well.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. And here's the other message from.
The other message.
One more quick one. Yes, I absolutely appreciate Matt getting Jerry. Just had to do it. Just had to send a little message because I couldn't always give it to you whenever you're not here because you're working.
I'm alone.
And Jason, I am checking out Among Us. I will let you know when I've got it downloaded and everything.
Yes.
But it looks kind of interesting, so I'll take your recommendation. You better not steer me wrong.
Yes. Yes. No. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's being overshadowed, or it's being underwhelmed. I don't know the right word. Mm-hmm. It's not getting as much praise as it needs to get.
Yep.
And now with that new was it Fall? Oh my god, I can't remember.
Fall Guys.
Fall Guys. Yeah, now Fall Guys is out,
which is getting review bombed. And that's what I hate is the fact that the game hasn't even been out and they people review bombed it. It's like, okay, guys, small indie studio for one. 2, PlayStation decided to put it on PlayStation Plus for free. So you have millions of people that are all of a sudden jumping on and trying to play a game that was done by an indie studio that doesn't have the server capacity.
Yeah.
It's going to have a couple of problems. Let it go.
Fall Guys, that is the new flavor of the month. No joke. But
dude, your Reality Pales has been tweeting about it since it launched.
It is,
and he loves it.
Yeah, I hate. Me personally, I hate that Fall Guys came out right now because I'm enjoying the hell like no tomorrow of Among Us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just all I got. It's the perfect. Like, not gonna lie, it kind of is the perfect COVID-19 game,
Mm-hmm.
Among Us, because you get your friends, you kill each other one off at a time, and it's so hilarious. And you just turn on each other like it's like COVID never even happened. You just turn on each other.
Yep.
But again,
So
Newman, let me know, and thank you for getting that. And we could even play. We can even play. Hit me up.
So speaking of playing, what have you been playing, Jason?
Dude,
Besides Final Fantasy 14.
Oh yeah. Well,
Because we
Final
know
Fantasy
you're
14.
rating again.
Yes, I am rating again. I'm actually going to be starting up my own group.
Whoa, wait a sec.
Well, let me rewind. Let me pull it back.
Do tell.
Because the group that I'm actually am with, we're still going to be doing the normal raids for like with us. The other group that I'm starting up right now is for the Final Fantasy 14 players out there, and for the ones that don't know, they have a blue mage class that is specifically like a side job for Final Fantasy 14. A lot of it they've gotten a lot of flack because it's not, you can't play it in main content, you can't do this and that with that. But they do have achievements. They do have a blue mage only mount, which I am going to be going for. And in order for me to do that, I have to I've already recruited. We're just trying to plan out dates. We've already recruited people. All 8 of us are all blue mages, and we have to do older content just as blue mages. So,
oh Lord, you have fun with that.
Yeah, I mean, like it's this, as it's gonna be my side group, but it's just gonna be casual. It's just something that, put in a couple hours, have some fun with it. We're all aiming for that mount, so and then aside from Final Fantasy 14, though, I'm finally getting gung ho and platinuming Final Fantasy 7.
It's about time.
Yeah, I know. It's been a
You've
while.
been milking that like Jerry's been milking Sekiro.
No, I mean, like, I've been focused on Final Fantasy 14 so much, so I was trying to get the raid groups. Now I'm finally in one that's competent. But finally getting that, and then it'll be Last of Us until a couple weeks from now. And
so yeah, I'm halfway through day 2 of Abby's story right now.
See, like I've been still talking with people.
You know what? And I get Abby so much, and it's like the fact that people knocked her before they even got to play this story is beyond me, because her story, she shows she cares. This is something that we're going to I think next week, while the guys are here, we'll do our Last of Us spoiler cast, so to speak, because I will have the game finished before they get here on Saturday.
Yeah, I feel like that it's like I've been getting mixed. Like some people don't like it, some people love it, some people are indifferent.
It is, and but there's a lot of messages in that story too.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that, still playing some Everybody's Golf. Still playing some.
How's your handicap now, man? Are you?
I do pretty good.
You're a par golfer
I'm usually
now.
I'm under par.
Under par.
Now, but the courses are getting harder, and of course, they tease you just enough to where, like, you have the dog leg, and you look at your club, right, and it says you could make it, but then what they don't show you is that where your ball would hit initially before it keeps going, it's a ravine. So you launch it, and it's like, wait, there's no land there. In the water.
OB.
Yeah. I triple bogeyed a hole because I was trying to do that.
Welcome to the real life.
So yeah. So no, I have fun with that. We fired up a little bit of Spider-Man, and I let my son just run around in Spider-Man.
Cody
He's
just having some fun with some Spider-Man.
He was wall climbing and everything, and just having fun with it.
Yeah.
I've cleared the game 100%, so there's no enemies around there that are gonna throw him off. So he just enjoys it. So yeah, so I'm gonna go back to, once I get done with Last of Us, I'm gonna quickly finish off the platinum for Late Shift. I'm almost there.
Yeah.
I've got 4 more stories to do, and then Ghost of Tsushima. I'll be firing that up.
I gotta I got it. I gotta start it up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably gonna finish Hue before anything else.
I'm still working on Hue. I got one more color left on the PlayStation version.
Yeah. See, I don't know how, have you, I don't know if it keeps going once you get all the color wheel.
Mm-hmm.
But
there's still more to go.
Yeah, I assume so. I hope so,
mm-hmm.
because it would be a really short game. Because
so
I'm only missing 3 more colors, and
so after you get the color wheel, you go to the final area, but then once you beat it, there's still all the secret hidden potions to go find.
Yeah.
So you can go back through, and there's a lot of those places that were locked down by other colors that you would have to go back to. So you can almost replay the entire game, but have all the colors now. So you can go get all the extra potions and whatnot. So
does that unlock anything else, or it's just a collectible thing?
No, it's just a collectibles thing.
Okay, that's where I'm like.
I love the game though. But then I've also been kind of hooked on Fat Princess Piece of Cake on my Vita. It's a match 3 type game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a free to play. It's set in the Fat Princess universe, but it's like those Bejeweled and stuff like that, where you're matching gems.
Yeah. The match 3. But, yeah, you know what?
It's fun.
It's one thing.
I love it. It's relaxing.
Fat Princess, I feel like it should have gotten a lot more hype. It was one of those games.
The original did. Now there's Fat Princess Adventures on the PS4. I did try that. It was okay. I'd rather have a Gauntlet, but yeah. So that's where we've been kind of playing. So, so just some some announcements for everybody. So, so next week we'll do our Last of Us spoiler cast. Essentially, we're a month out, so we'll be able to talk about it.
It's okay.
So
yeah, I'll just go away for a little bit.
Hey, the guys will be here, so we can all just talk in one room. So
yeah, you guys. That's what I'm saying. I'll be like, what? Let me just
take a week off.
I don't know if I'll take a week off, but I'll just peace out a little early, do a little Irish goodbye.
We'll have a show on and then peace out. But then the following week, we are going to have one of the artists from DC Comics is going to be joining us.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking some, DC, some Marvel in 2 weeks, and some gaming as well, because he is a Final Fantasy fan as well and has been playing 7. So Viken Marion's going to be on with us. So with that, guys, I want to thank everybody for crashing game night with us tonight. As always, if you like what you hear, always subscribe on the podcast platform you are listening to us on. Make sure to leave those comments, especially on iTunes. Helps with the rankings. Don't forget, we have our YouTube channel that we're posting all our video podcasts on now. Crashing Game Night. Plus, the video that Newman mentioned, Call of Duty video, is up on the YouTube page.
Yep.
Follow us on crashinggamenight.com, at CGN Podcasts, me at CGN_Matt. Very active on Twitter, especially as of late with all the new console news and game news and all that. But I want to say to everyone around the world, I want to say thank you for this journey that we've been on so far. Even if you haven't subscribed to us, just taking that time to just listen, go to the website, read the articles. It means a lot, especially when I see some of our the older articles getting read again, from people around the world. So very much thank you. as we near the 100th episode, I'm going to start bringing on some of the listeners, some of the fans to join us for an episode.
Yeah.
Have some
Oh,
fun
dude,
with
you
it.
can crash.
Because
We
that's
don't
the
have
one
a
thing.
lot of people crash game night, man.
Because, you know, that's one thing I noticed with a lot of the other bigger podcasts is that you don't see just the fans joining. You know, you don't see a lot of the fans joining kind of funny or what's good games or anything. It's always people in the industry. I want to let's bring in our listeners, our fans that
Oh yeah,
make
for
this,
game night.
and let's have some fun. We talk gaming, talk movies, just BS.
Yep.
You know, and just have some fun with it. So that'll be coming as we get closer to our 100th episode, this is episode 86 that we're recording tonight.
Oof.
So we're getting there. Almost coming up on the big 100. So to everybody, I want to say just be excellent to each other. Stay frosty, as Jerry says, because he's not here. Black lives still matter. You know, LGBTQ, their rights still matter. We need to support these movements. Make sure we're keeping the word out there. And don't forget about them, even if they're not really in the media as much anymore. We still need to support them, still make sure they have the rights that they are absolutely should be afforded, that they are not right now.
Yeah. And definitely a shout out to all you guys out there. Yes, we are rounding off, coming up to the 90s. You know, next thing you know, we're going to be in the hundreds. Thank you so much for listening to us.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for reading all of our stuff. Again, for all you Mobile Game Monday review fans, I'm apologizing that I've been behind. I got a new phone just recently. No, I got a new phone, and the previous one I had, it just could not. It was just done. So I will be getting those back up again. Um, I have to re-download a few games, but it's okay. I'll get those to you. We'll get there. A shout out to Newman. Thank you again, bro, for hitting up that Among Us. Let me know. Also, how far are you and Hugh, Newman? Like, I know you started with us because you got it free. I know you got it free. I heard you get it
Are you
free.
coming for Newman?
I'm not coming for Newman, but I'm just
Newman,
saying.
he's coming for you.
Actually, I am coming for you. Where you at, bro? Where you at in Hugh? Like, let us know how far you are in Hugh because I just got red. So, you know, I'm not coming for you. We're not having a Jerry Sekiro coming for you, but
yeah. So that being
thank
said,
you guys so much, and
Jason,
you know,
I'll let you pull the Theo tonight.
yeah, and you know, as always, guys, wear a mask, be safe out there. You know, watch out for everybody, be kind, rewind, Matt, and you know, TTFN, ta ta for now.
Night, everybody.